whack with how men think. This is why you can't get what you want from us, because you're valuing something up here that is a used vehicle with a lot of miles. Okay. Just because you hand washed it. You were 20-year-old hot. You had 20-year-old wound. You had 20-year-old body count. You had 20-year-old trauma. You had 20-year-old experience. That's what we value. That's all it comes down to for us.
But don't you feel like with those experiences, a person can add value to
no lifetime? Men value your youth, your fertility, your purity, femininity, submission, ability to cooperate, and fitness. And all of that is at your highest in your youth. The older you get, the older you get. No product gets more expensive with time and use. Have you ever been to the pawn shop?
Yeah.
All right. You ever take something you really value to the pawn shop? And did they hurt your feelings when they told you how much it was worth?
Yes. I was like, what? Yeah.
That's you. We the pawn shop.
Okay, so a few things that I wanted to point out about this video that I found about Kevin Samuels. By the way, this is a new channel. I'm kind of nervous, but this is not really what I'm going to base my channel on. I'm not going to really base it on a lot of commentary, but I just had to make a quick video about this little short clip I found about with Kevin Samuels interviewing a young lady, explaining the value of a woman and the things that men value. A few things he said that is that women don't add value the older we get. And that may be true, and that may exist in the minds of some men, but or a lot of men, or most, I don't know. I'm not a man, so I don't know. But one thing about it is that one thing he's failing to realize is that, okay, most American families highly discourage their kids from marriage, and when they're fresh out of high school, 18, 19, 20. And I saw in a video once where Kevin mentioned that, in another video he made, I can't find it, but he mentioned that high school and college was the best time to find a mate, because you're at your prime and you're at your best years of your life. You're at you're young, you're at the height of your youth, and it's the best time of your life, and you're most fertile and things like that. But most American families discourage their kids to find a mate and get married and settle down at such an early age. Most of the time, most American families encourage their kids fresh out of high school to go get a job, go to college, go learn a trade, go party, go have fun, go learn how the world works. And a lot of people who are fresh out of high school can't even drive yet. So most parents in America, they want their kids to learn the world first. They don't want them to just, oh, well, yeah, just go get married and settle down and no education, no money, nothing, no resources to even buy a house or take care of a family, take care of a kid. That worked. I mean, sometimes it does work. I mean, I'm not saying that there's not success stories where people get married right out of high school, or they find a mate in college. That certainly does happen. And when it happens, it's great. Success stories exist like that, but that's not the norm. Most American families don't encourage that. And men value, as far as his point about men valuing women when they're at the height of their youth, I mean, a lot of young men who are young as well have the same mindset, the same experiences, and the same amount of knowledge as the young ladies do. They don't have the knowledge or the experience, the maturity to even think past sowing their wild oats or going after that one thing, So, I mean, let's be realistic here. I mean, he's just really not realistic. He's there's a generational difference with him. I think he was in his 50s when he passed away. And, marriage just isn't valued anymore by men or women or in most American families. I mean, you have a lot of Gen Xers that don't value marriage. So that's just crazy that he would tell someone that they don't increase in value. Of course, they certainly do. I mean, the more you age, the more maturity you have, the more you grow, the more you learn, the more you learn how to navigate life, navigate the world, and the better equipped you are to raise a kid, the more you have to pour into a child. So that's just crazy that he would say that to someone, especially in this day and age. Women do not want to sit around and just have babies for a guy and he's young and youthful, so he's attracting other guys, and she's young and youthful. She attracts she attracts other guys. He attracts other women. So there's a higher chance for cheating, and there's a higher chance when you're at the height of your youth or the best years of your life, you don't want to settle down. Just the same as if you were a high value man, somebody who's rich and physically fit and still looks youthful and sophisticated, they have a lot of women that are after them. Your degree of attractiveness determines your dating eligibility and your marketability in the dating realm. So that's kind of silly for him to say that. So I think he was wrong on that. And let's not forget, I'm Gen Xers, I'm Gen Xer, so Gen Xers, when we were at the height of our youth, we were a lot of kids, spend time at the local parks and, and teen hangouts, trying to hook up and whatever. And that's just, crazy to me. And it's also to speak to his point about how, yeah, if you're in high school, you're in college, you're at the height of your youth. Yeah, that may be true, but that is the most, or what did he say? The time when you're around most men or the most women, or you have the highest exposure to the opposite sex when you're high school or when you're college. I think that's a limited view due to the limited view of just his limited view, because a lot of people, I don't know, I mean, that may be just the black community. We limited ourselves to college, high school, nightclubs, stuff like that. But other groups, I mean, a lot of black people don't really, I mean, I'm not going to generalize, and I don't want to hear, anybody in my comment section saying, oh, well, they're not all police, because of course not all, but, black people don't really value hobbies like that. I'm just really, really, really believe in having a hobby, having a pastime, because if you have a hobby or a pastime, and it can come in, a wealth of different things, because a lot of different people in different cultures have established very successful businesses based on hobbies. And when you have a hobby and a pastime, it's not only a good conversation piece during dating, but it also connects people. So if you have a hobby in whatever, pottery, glass blowing, arts and crafts, whatever, that's a good way to connect with other people, because you gravitate towards those people that do the same thing. So if you like to jog and run, there are groups dedicated to people who want to get together and jog. There are groups dedicated to people who want to get together and take walks, or, around your city. Or there are people who are dedicated to groups that read books, or groups that do arts and crafts, or gaming, or whatever it is you like doing. People gravitate toward groups like that. And those groups include men and women who are single and, sometimes single, sometimes not. But I mean, that's a higher chance of you meeting someone in those kinds of groups if you have a hobby or a pastime. Also, another thing that he mentioned was, high value men and high value women find mates, depending on their level of attractiveness, and women really we need to check our dress size and what do we look like in the face and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, I distinctly remember black men in particular, in the black community in particular, like seriously, like glorifying big girls. I mean, every music video back in the day, every rap song, I want a big girl. I want a big girl. I like big butts and I cannot lie. I mean, come on. Men are not really clear on what they want. They're not really clear on what they want. They make all these songs about, I want an independent woman like Neo, independent woman and who has her own. And Jamie Foxx, I like a girl who has her own. She don't need mine. She makes hers alone, or whatever it was. They make these songs. They glorify big girls. They glorify independent women and women that can do for themselves and all these things. So women believe that shit, and then we try to go and mold ourselves into what it is they say they want through their songs or through their rap music. Because I mean, if you think about it, that is the biggest determiner, like what do you call it, like the biggest oh God, I don't even know the word. Like how you can define black culture, or how do you know what is out there and what people want? That's where our slang comes from. That's where a lot of African American vernacular is based on is rap music and our ideas of what we want it to see in a mate, you know. So I mean, let's not act like back in the day black men did not sit up there and hype up big girls and say, yeah, I like that more and more cushion for the pushing and all that kind of shit. So I mean, you know, now they want to change and switch it up and move the damn goalpost, when a lot of times people, at least during Gen X time, men in their 20s did have kids. They just weren't married to the girls they had kids with. I mean, there was a lot of unprotected sex going on. There's a lot of girls having babies. I mean, it got so bad to the point where a lot of schools had to put nurseries in the schools back during that time. So like, I don't know what it is that these men want. I guess it's youth, and she wants a girl like, you know, in The Color Purple. I guess he wants somebody who's really young, that's fertile, and can sit up and have babies and stuff like that. And I don't know. I don't know what these men want, but I think he's just very incorrect in his commentary. Like, I think that's not going to fit anybody. It's not going to benefit anybody. It's certainly not going to benefit the woman to sit up with some guy who's, you know, he doesn't have to be youthful and attractive and all these things. And if he is youthful and attractive, he's going to have other youthful and attractive girls coming after him. So the same thing for her. But, you know, I do agree that a woman's body count does matter a little bit more than a guy's, just because if you are male centered like that, and if you think, you know, if you want marriage, because there's nothing wrong with wanting marriage. So if you want marriage, you do have to conform to this bullshit. And that's the reason why a lot of women are decentering men. And I have like lost a lot of faith in marriages because of that kind of shit right there, that kind of thinking right there. But he's also an older man, Gen X, or probably even a baby boomer, trying to tell Gen Zers how to think. And they're listening to him and they're worshiping him and taking everything that he says like it's the Bible truth. But I don't know. That's my rant or my commentary for right now. This is my first YouTube video. I'm kind of nervous, but just let me know in the comment section how you think I did. My videos are not going to be based on a lot of this, but I just had to. I had to comment on this. This is just a bunch of bullshit, honestly. He makes a couple of good valid points, but for the most part, I mean, men are just like, they need to be clear on what the fuck they want, because, you know, it's confusing. They're very confusing. They change from generation to generation. So yeah, just let me know in the comments section what you think, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.